Hello guys and welcome to Painting Panzers. My name is Christian and today we're going to be taking a look at a weird model. And what I mean by weird is it's a French Foreign Legion figure, and it's weird because I have no idea what I'm doing or anything about this particular period or the French Foreign Legion, to be completely honest. So I've managed to find a fantastic resource that will help me with that, and I'll show all of that in just a moment. But this figure is yet another great figure from Italeri. Now I do get confused in terms of if it was actually produced by Italeri or if it was taken from ESCI and then made into an Italeri box set. But either way, it's a great figure and I can't wait to get into painting it. We're also going to be painting his Arab counterpart at some point very soon, so keep an eye out for that one if you've enjoyed this French Foreign Legion tutorial. Anyway, enough of me rambling on, let's get into this tutorial. Now, I know nothing about the French Foreign Legion in 1898 or around that time period where I believe these Italeri figures are based from. So 1898 is an amazing resource for pictures and colours as to what needs to be painted and how it should be painted. So yeah, definitely check them out, and a massive thank you to those guys for such an amazing resource. So as always, I prime my model into me surface primer light grey, and then I use dark Prussian blue for his coat here. So again, I don't know if any of these words that I'm using are correct. I'm just going to be going with what I think they are, like coat and water bottle or whatever I think it might be. I really don't have a clue. I'm using that 1898 miniatures website as my reference, but this dark Prussian blue looks almost perfect for what we want. Now this canvas water bottle, I'm going to be painting it in the same colour too. Now the next colour I'm going to be using is medium brown, and he's got like a little something going across his waist, like a belt or something, so I'm going to be painting that in that colour, so that medium blue colour. Then for his trousers I'm going to be using khaki. Now they probably are more of a white colour, but I'm going to start with khaki and I'm going to tone it right down. Obviously white goes like more of a yellowy colour once it's been worn in a little bit, and that's what we're going to be trying to achieve. As well as the canvas on his backpack, so we're going to be painting that in this same colour as well. Then for his rifle I'm going to be using flat earth. Again, I don't actually know what type of rifle this is. It's probably on that 1898 miniatures website, so I'm going to be painting it according to how it is shown on that website. Now for the metal areas I'm going to be using black grey, so you can see here that I'm painting the muzzle of this rifle in that colour, and I'll be painting the rest of the rifle in this colour, the one that's been left in that light grey prime coat. And it's made up of quite a few metal parts to capture those, as well as the straps here, so the straps that's keeping that sort of canvas bit of clothing on there, or clothing, as well as his bag here, be painting it in this colour too, as well as his rifle pouches as well. Now for his bayonet sheath I'm going to be using burnt umber. And then I'm going to be using base lead belcher from Warhammer. Any silver, dark silver will do nicely for this next bit. I believe this is more like his mess tin. Let's see, I'm probably getting this all wrong. Sorry guys. Now you could paint his hat here in the same colour, Legionnaire's hat in the same colour as the trousers, but I'm going to go with deck tan. I want to make something white because when I think of Legionnaires I think of white. And then I'm going to be painting the tip of his cap in black here. Now, with that poor explanation of each part of the equipment, I'm going to be giving him a coat of Nor oil and Lafmir medium in a 1-to-1 ratio. It's my favourite, my go-to. If you watch my videos, you know all about this. If you're new here, this mixture is perfect. Just apply it nicely. Don't let it pull on any flat surfaces, and just remove some of the pooling in the recesses if it's just a bit too much. The goal here is to darken the model, not to make it completely black. And once it's dry, I'm going to be using dark Prussian blue. Now I've actually probably gone a bit too heavy on the wash here. You can see the model's gone very dark. Ordinarily I would have gone a little bit lighter, so just bear that in mind. Don't let it be too dark. Now in this particular case I'm literally just going over what we painted, but just capturing the raised areas. So it's a layer here that I'm doing, and then I'm going over it with dark Prussian blue and white grey again, and this is a highlight. So now I'm literally just applying a nice line on top of these sharp bits. So leaving the original base color in the recesses and then just capturing the tips of those sharp areas just to make them stand out a little bit more. And you can see that that blue's really brought it to life. So for that white area on his Legionnaire's hat, I'm going to be using white grey because as I said, I want to paint something on here white. Just when I think of French Foreign Legion, I think of white hats, so that's what I'm going with here. Again, these would obviously be full of sweat and whatnot, so they would have gone to a more of a creamy colour, but you know what, I wanted to go with this. Now, khaki and stone grey is what I ended up choosing for his trousers, and I want to give it a worn white look, so that's why I've added stone grey to the mixture, and I've been quite generous with that. So I'm painting the trousers again, but leaving that original khaki just in the recesses. And yeah, don't forget also you've got a bit of that clothing or canvas on the back there. And then with that done, I'm going to go over any of the leather areas, black leather areas with that black grey again. So this is his rifle pouches that I'm focusing on now. You've also got the straps on his back as well. You don't have to do the metal areas with this colour though, so save yourself a bit of time. You don't have to worry about them just yet, because the next step is what we're going to do. So we're going to add a little bit of basalt grey into that black grey that's on our palette, and that's when we're going to hit the metal areas. So you can see here that I'm just adding in some nice little bits of detail. Again, probably repainting most of the metal areas here, but leaving that original colour in the recesses, so in those grooves and such. And you're just trying to make out all those nice bits of detail to start to stick out. And then you go with a highlight. So I'm using the basalt grey now, and I'm just applying it nicely. You can see how light I'm applying it and how slow I'm applying it. I'm taking my time here. I've sped up the video now, but I'm taking my time, just trying to make it pop. You don't want to add too much because then it just looks a little bit silly. And then for the wood, I'm going to be using flat earth and orange brown. I also painted the handle of his bayonet in this colour as well. And I'm just scratching it on, trying to simulate sort of wood grains. It's hard at this scale, but it is possible. And then orange brown is what I'm going to be ending up on for the last bit. Copying the exact same techniques, you can see I'm just adding some nice vertical lines, trying to give some a wood grain effect, but not applying as much of it on as I did in the previous step. Then for his belt buckle, I'm going to be painting it in gold. It's probably more brass than gold, but you know what, gold's probably going to stick out just a little bit more. And then for the silver areas, I'm going to use Stormhose Silver from Warhammer. Again, it doesn't have to be Warhammer, just a lighter silver to what you've originally applied on these particular bits of equipment. And then for that bayonet sheath, I just go over it again with Burnt Umber. Now for his flesh, I'm going to go with Light Flesh from AK Interactive. It's my go-to, AK Interactive, but there's equivalents from Vallejo that are just, almost identical really. And then Flesh Wash is what I'm going to be using for washing that skin tone. It's a red pinkish sort of wash. It's really good when it gets in those recesses. And whilst that's drying, I'm going to go back over the medium blue areas with medium blue again. Don't want to go too light with this. But I think medium blue just stands out perfectly against that dark Prussian blue. Now with the flesh dried, I'm going to be using light flesh, and I'm painting all of the facial details. So I'm painting the cheeks, the chin, I'm connecting the cheeks and chin together. I'm painting above the eyebrow line, painting the nose. Then I'm going to paint each individual finger, as well as his knuckle area, the palm of his hand, or the back of his hand. And then once I've done that, I'm going to use light flesh and highlight flesh at a 1:1 ratio. And this is where I just put a line underneath the eye socket, a line on the nose, a line on the chin, a line on each individual finger and thumb. Perhaps few little lines to sort of show veins in the back of his hand there. But yeah, you can see that face just really starts to pop, all those facial details. Now this guy has a fantastic tash, so I'm going to paint that in German camo black brown. You can go with any sort of dark brown colour. You don't want to go too light because most moustaches are quite dark, but it's really up to you. And then just for the final little bits of detail, just get a nice creamy colour and just apply those buttons. So you can just use deck tan or German camo beige World War II. So overall, this figure was an absolute joy to paint. It's very different, really out of my comfort zone. I thought being out of my comfort zone was the Napoleonic era, but this is even more so. But thank God we've got that 1898 Miniatures website as a fantastic resource. Now, they do sell their own miniatures as well, but obviously I'm just using it for this Italeri range. But yeah, really good resource and a fantastic set of figures from Italeri again. A little bit unusual as well. I think there's a mixture of dates in terms of when the figures are actually based for, but this is the sort of thing you can paint up and you get the idea of where I was going with this. Now, as always, I must say a huge thank you to all of my Patrons and YouTube channel members, specifically those Panzer Aces. So that's Patrick, Oscar, James, Panzer Jim, Lack of Foresight Gaming, Mike, Mikey, Eric, Rothgar, Ian, Adam, Rob and Alan. You guys are all champions. Thank you so much for being those aces. And if you'd like to join them or anyone else in the membership program, you can do so by becoming a YouTube channel member or Patreon. You can do that for as little as $1 a month. I was about to say a week, a month. So it's quite cheap if you want to. Obviously, the more perks you get will depend on the tier that you select. So yeah, please do join if you want to. Alright guys, please do drop me a comment as well in the comment section. But until then, I will catch you at the next one.